Hello, I'm Jerry Kierkegaard, and I'm the superintendent of the Willmar Public Schools. Welcome to the 2009 edition of the Cardinal Pride Hall of Fame, and we're here this afternoon with
Scott Swanson.
Well, Scott, congratulations to you. I'm really happy for you that you got elected to the Cardinal Pride Hall of Fame. It's a big honor.
Thank you very much.
And how about telling us a little bit about what Willmar Senior High was like when you were here?
Well, our high school was nothing like the high school that you have now today. We were back at, I think it's Kennedy Elementary right now, and it was a nice building back then, but this is a tremendous facility. It's really nice to be here.
So as you look back at the time you were here in high school, you guys had some really big successes while you were here.
Well, we were fortunate enough to have a bunch of guys on our team that we all grew up together, and it was really good to be important for us to make a goal together. And we always had a goal: let's try to get to the state football tournament, let's try to get to a basketball tournament, let's try to get to a baseball tournament. And in the fall we played football, in the winter we played basketball, in the spring and summer we played baseball, and that's what we did.
Well, it looks to me, as I look over some of the information I received about you, wow, I mean, state tournament basketball, state tournament, state tournament in football, state tournament in baseball, all conference 3 years in a row, 9 letters I think you won, or maybe it was more than that. And you just had, and I really expected somebody bigger. I told you that earlier. But what a career, though.
We couldn't have done it without all the guys that we grew up with and worked hard together, and we just wanted to be athletes, and we wanted to be good student athletes, and that was an important part of our lives, and that's what we did. And everything seemed to work out, and we just wanted to compete and be the best there was, and it was a lot of fun.
Well, who were some of those guys?
Well, Joel Jacobson, he's already in the Hall of Fame. I just saw him out here today. He was my quarterback. He was my point guard. He was our shortstop on our baseball team, and then now he's a pro golfer, the pro at the golf course in Willmar now. He's one of my better friends. Bob Carlson, Dean Kaihai, Steve Martin, his brother Bobby is here today. Pete Smith, Dennis Jacobson, all sorts of, I'm only forgetting some guys too, but all sorts of guys that we grew up together. We made a commitment to be good athletes, 3-sport athletes, and tried to be the best we could be, and worked out okay.
What do you remember most about those years, those high school years?
What I remember most is just the excitement around here, getting ready for a big game, all the excitement in the community, the people that would come to our games, and all the people that enjoyed what we were doing on the court or on the field, or all those different things. And it's just a tremendous community to grow up in, and I just had so much fun.
Even in the 70s, it was difficult to be a 3-sport athlete. It was just, there was a huge commitment, both on your parents' part and your part and your teammates' parts. What was it that drove you to be good in all those sports?
It really wasn't hard. It's what you did. I mean, you went to school. After school, you went to practice, and you had a game on Friday night, and that was fun. It wasn't hard. It was something that you enjoyed doing and wanted to do. And I teach school now, and I've been a coach for 31 years, and I've coached 3 sports. I think I told somebody I'd be in 87 team pictures, and I just think that I just had so much fun in high school. I wanted to keep doing it, and maybe set some of the same kind of examples that some of my coaches had set for me and my teachers had done. And I've just been having a blast ever since, and it's not hard. It's just a way of life. It's a lifestyle. It's just what I like to do.
Who were some of the coaches you played for when you played in high school?
Bill Hansen was my football coach, and the consummate gentleman. He called us men. He respected us. He was very good with fundamentals. I learned that from him. I played basketball for Shorty Schrader for 4 years, and he taught me how to compete, how to win, how to work hard, and play as hard as I could at all times. My baseball coach was eventually became my stepfather, Russ Adamson, and I played baseball for him, and I was taught patience by him, understanding of the game, how to play the game the correct way. And again, these are some of the things that I've been able to bring to my coaching also.
After high school, I don't know, you went to college. Where'd you go, and did you continue to participate in athletics?
I did. I went to Gustavus, and I played baseball and football there for 4 years. I think I had 8 letters at Gustavus, playing football and baseball, and that was a lot of fun for me too.
How do you compare coaching today and playing when we played? I'm of the same age group as you are. How do you compare that?
I'm glad you asked me that because a lot of kids now seem to have to specialize in a sport, and a lot of people are just worried about, am I going to get a scholarship? And parents are pushing their kids to get scholarships, and I just don't think that's the right way to do it. I just think, stay busy, be jack of all trades, master of none, have some fun. And if you're a good enough athlete, people are going to find you, and you're going to be able to play in college. And I think that's just the way to do it. I had 3 boys that were 3-sport athletes, and of the 3 boys, they played 5 different sports in college. And like I told them, just have fun with all of them, and do the best you can, and you're going to have a great life.
So you mentioned your family. I know you've got 3 sons. You're married. And how about telling us a little bit about your family?
Actually, I married my high school sweetheart. I met her in 7th grade at Willmar Junior High School, actually. We went to different colleges and got married, and then she ended up graduating from Gustavus also. We have 3 boys, Chris, Jay, and Lane. Chris is a teacher at Rosemont High School. He's married. He has 2 kids. He's their offensive coordinator in football, and he's their head baseball coach. My son, Jay, is a lawyer, and he lives in Manhattan. My youngest boy, Lane, he is also a teacher and coach, and
So have you ever thought about how many basketball games you've been to since you played and then played in college and then coach now for, did you say 31 years?
I really haven't thought about that. And then you throw on all of the traveling teams that my sons played on and all of those also. But hey, I wouldn't have it any other way. I love that. It's fun. I like to be able to compete. I need a shot of adrenaline every once in a while, and that's what I get that from our players. And it's just fun to see kids interact and just come together and play as a team. And I just get a kick out of it. I love doing it.
What do you like better, practice or games?
I have to admit I like the games better. I've been to so many practices that I just really can't wait for the game and just to get after it and go over the X and O's and those kind of things and prepare for the game and just see if we can make a difference during the game. That's fun for me.
If you look back and you say, boy, this would be my highlight reel, what would be on it?
That's an interesting question. There are a lot of highlights, a lot of fun things that we did together. But I would I'd probably have to say the section basketball tournament in the 73-74 year. I think we were seeded 3rd or 4th or maybe even 5th. And we won our first game and we might have shot 65 or 66%. And then the next game we shot like 68 or 69%. And in the final game against St. Cloud Apollo, I think we shot in the low 70s. And I remember running down the court and looking at a couple of my buddies after we had made 7 or 8 baskets in a row, and looking at them like, can you believe this? And I got to look back like I can't believe it either. And but let's just keep playing and see what happens. And there was a packed house at Hollenbeck Hall, and it was just a really emotional experience. And then when we got to go onto the court for the state tournament, I thought that was just a tremendous experience, and it was something that I'd grown up wanting to do, and my buddies did, and we got to do it, and it was fulfilling.
So as you look back at your time in high school, are there any teachers that you think about that maybe had an impact on you, like you've had an impact on 31 years worth of kids? Were there some teachers who had that for you here at Willmar?
Well, I'm a social studies teacher, and I liked all the social studies. I had Shorty Schrader as one of my teachers, and I just liked his style of teaching and the way of getting his point across to all of us. Bud Mellum was always a favorite teacher of mine. He had some classes that I liked to take, and I had tremendous teachers here, and I'm really, really happy with the education that I got here. And when you go to college and you see that maybe not everybody has got that kind of education, you realize how good things have been for you.
What was it that made you decide to be a coach?
Well, my dad was a coach. My mom was she was a stay-at-home mom, actually, but she had a degree in education also. They both told me, don't do it. You're probably not going to make enough money. You could probably make some more money doing something else. And I got in college, and I actually wasn't going to be a teacher right away. I was in business administration, and finally I just said, you know what? I do want to teach. I do want to coach. I want to live that lifestyle. It's not all about money to me. It's about seeing somebody's the light bulb go on in somebody's head, and when somebody comes and tells me, "Thank you, Mr. Swanson, you did a nice job. I appreciated what you did for me as a coach and a teacher," that's worth money to me. So, my wife is also a teacher, and two of our boys are teachers, and my sister's a teacher. So, and it's been a fulfilling life for me, and I think I made the right decision.
Who do you think your role models were when you were in high school? Because you had to have somebody when you were younger to kind of look up to.
Oh yeah, there were lots of them. I came to football games, basketball games. I could walk. I lived a couple blocks from the high school, so I could walk to the baseball games or whatever. And I remember guys like Pinky Nelson, who became an astronaut. I remember him playing 3 sports, and I remember him excelling in those 3 sports. I remember people like Lane Erickson. My son's name is Lane, actually. We named our son Lane after Lane Erickson. I worked for his father at the furniture store. Jeff Hines, who's also in our Hall of Fame. Brad Welker, Dan Lundahl, who also went to Gustavus. I went after him. And those kind of guys really were the catalyst for me wanting to be a good athlete and a good student. Those were the guys that I wanted to be like as I got older, and they set a good example, and I'm really glad that I got to see those guys interact.
You need that when you're young.
I tell my players that all the time. I'm the head basketball coach at Woodbury, and I just tell them, there's all sorts of little kids out there watching every move that you make. Make good decisions and treat those kids with a lot of respect, because they want to be like you, and that's so true.
Scott, I really appreciate you taking time out and coming over here. It's an honor for you, but it's an honor for us to have you here this afternoon. And congratulations for your selection, and best of luck to you.
Thank you, Dr. Kierkegaard. I really appreciate this honor. And the Cardinal Pride people have been so gracious, and they put in a lot of work. This is a first-class operation, and I really appreciate this honor, and I'm really happy to be in the Cardinal Pride Hall of Fame. Thank you.
This year's third inductee is 1974 graduate Scott Swanson. During Scott's senior year, 1973-74, he participated in 3 Minnesota State High School state tournaments. Scott was the 1974 recipient of the Jim Helene Award, given annually to one of Willmar's best male athletes. Scott was a combined 5-time all-conference and all-area athlete in 3 different sports: football, basketball, and baseball. Scott was awarded 8 varsity letters during his high school career, 2 in football, 3 in basketball, and 3 in baseball. Scott was named the WCCO Prep Parade Athlete. Scott was also named to the Prep Coach and Athlete Magazine All-American Honor Roll Team in football. Scott is currently a teacher and coach at Woodbury High School. Scott is the head basketball coach and has been coaching 3 sports every year for the past 30 years. His teaching, mentoring, and coaching students to be well-rounded individuals and responsible young adults have made him a favorite among his students and staff.